What's up, everybody? Ron Harris here. It is Sunday, the day after the Arnold Classic. I will be doing a full review of the show with Giles on Power Hour in a couple days, as well as with the Meathead podcast crew on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. But right now, just two stories I really wanted to get into. Martin Fitzwater, obviously, the internet, social media is on fire today over his incredibly unsportsmanlike behavior at the show yesterday. And let's take a look. So this is the one that disturbed me the most. And, you guys can weigh in on whether this bothered you as much as it did me. So here was his reaction to Nick Walker getting second place. Here he goes. Shook him in. The incredible joy, the sheer joy at Nick Walker not winning is revolting, repulsive, disgusting, abhorrent. I'm using all my adjectives now. How awful of a person do you have to be? Not only he could have kept that inside, but he had to, in front of the entire crowd, Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting 10 feet in front of him, he had to act like a baby, a big baby, right in front of everybody, and cheer, cheer, cheer. He was so happy that Nick Walker, his rival, didn't win. Wow. Let's get a couple comments before I move on. What's up, Jack Todd? Round 5. Thank you for joining last night. I missed the Martin meltdown. So there was that. Now there was a backstage. Thank you, Kellyan. I feel sorry for Martin. He's got mental problems. He's got anger issues. He's not all right. He needs help. He needs help. And I'm not saying that as just a dig. I honestly believe he needs help. He needs therapy. He needs some sort of psychiatric therapy, some type of intervention. He's not okay. People don't do this. Normal people who are mentally healthy don't do things like this. Backstage, he pushed Nick and cursed at him. Yeah, so I saw one outlet saying, oh, no one even saw it. Many people were backstage and saw him. Apparently, I don't know if he shoved him more than once, but he was repeatedly saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you to Nick Walker and physically shoving him. Now, I'm not going to be saying, oh, well, he should be charged with assault or, Nick should sue. No, I'm not going to go there because then you guys say, oh, what a pussy, a real man handled it, whatever. But that is just not okay. You don't shove people. Now, why does he hate Nick so much? I think it's because Nick has beaten him multiple times. I just saw Christian Dookie on his post saying that Nick hates Martin because Martin kicked his ass at the 2024 New York Pro. No, I was front row with my son covering that show for this channel. Nick Walker won that show. Nick beat him last year at the at the Pittsburgh show, New York. Nick has beaten him many more times. The only time I believe Martin has ever beaten Nick was the 2025 Olympia. Unprofessional, sad. He's losing a lot of fans. That asshole goes around blocking anyone who mentions his name on social media, even little YouTube. He'll block anybody. He even threatened. Has Martin always been like this? Well, there's someone who is very close to him, and that's all I'm going to say, but knew him very, very well for a time, and said, and I quote, he's the worst MFer I ever met. That's what they said about this guy. So, and I take this person, not saying male or female, I take that person at their word because I've always had good interactions with them, and I've never heard anything bad about them. Let's take a look at the handshake thing. This was also childish. So Martin gets announced in 4th place. This is from the stream. Gets announced in 4th place. Walks over. Oh, what happened there? Okay, he walks over. He shakes everyone's hand on the way to get his medal, except Nick Walker. He intentionally goes by Nick. He hates Nick Walker. Hugs Andrew. Goes and gets his check or his trophy or his medal. There's no trophy from the incredible Kai Green. Yeah, just dude. I mean, I don't know. That was pretty bad. So 3 incidents in one day, basically, all involving Nick Walker. He can't stand. Yeah, this Tim Toth, this guy that made the post says he cannot control his emotions. He is emotionally unstable. So that goes beyond immaturity because you can be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and still be emotionally unstable and have no impulse control and act like this. So the people who are giving him a pass saying, oh, he's young. Yeah, he's 29. 29, which these days is considered young. When I was 29, you were already pretty much expected to be, I had a house and I had one kid and second kid was on the way at 29. 29 is not a kid. It's a grown ass man. You can't keep making excuses for this guy. Has he always been like this? You're 100% right. Yes. My friend is a juvenile cut in the body of a 29-year-old. Yeah, he just seemed incredibly immature. I hate to see this, bro, but Craig Titus 2.0. What's up, Jim? Jim, appreciate you hopping on this live. Martin attacked Louis Marco by mistake and apologized later. Yeah, I actually heard the voice note because Louis Marco played it where he accused, it was like, oh, you mother Emmer, how dare you talk shit about me? And Louis Marco had never made a single post about him after all this. So he's not all there. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. Certainly, I don't know all that stuff, but something is not right. Physically strong, but mentally weak. And it's sad because physically, he has the potential to be Mr. Olympia. He does. This was the look that he showed in Prague. And if he had brought this look yesterday, I think he would have been in second place, maybe first place. I don't know. But this was not the look that he brought. He has no one to blame, but I guess himself. Maybe he blames his coach too. I haven't heard anything about that. I hope he doesn't blame Stefan. But I'd hate to be in his camp right now because you basically would just have to agree with everything he said, or else, he hates you too. But he has the physical potential to be Mr. Olympia. But I can't see somebody with this attitude and this type of behavior, someone who does not handle pressure well, and he can't handle losing, and he can't handle any type of criticism. He blocks people, he insults them, he threatens them. You can't become Mr. Olympia like that. Nobody wants that type of person representing our sport to the world or being our top bodybuilder of the world. Has he always been like this? Yeah. So Martin attacked Louis Marco. We saw that. 100% big Ron. Martin is unhinged. I don't know if he needs to be committed. I don't know if it's that deep, but he needs help. He needs to step back. And if I were him, and I'm not, he doesn't give a shit what anybody tells him to do. Great title. Yeah, we got to get to Hadi soon. I don't want this all to be negative. And by the way, congratulations, Andrew Jacked. Beautiful physique, and very happy for him. Nick confirmed Martin hates him because he caught him gooning backstage. Oh, if I was a sponsor, I'll get rid of him. I mean, he's already been dropped. He got dropped a couple of years ago by Seth Ferrocci's Axon Sled after he made a very insensitive post joking about Nick Walker having a stroke and dying. So he's with Raw Revive. He's with Raw right now. If I'm in charge of sponsored athletes at Raw, or I'm the company owner, I don't think I'd want this guy as the face of my company. I mean, it's already bad enough. They were forced to sign his girlfriend to a contract. They came along as a package deal, or else he wasn't going to go with them. And now they have to deal with this. He's becoming quickly the most hated guy in the sport. Therapy, yes. Steven Tyler won't forget this. Career will go nowhere. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. Is there going to be any kind of repercussions, any consequences from the IFBB Pro League? I don't know. Had he attacked a judge or a promoter, if he had said anything, rude or smacked or shoved Steve Weinberger or Tyler, first of all, they would have shoved him right back or slapped him right back. But for sure, there would be consequences. And who knows? I'm sure they're listening to all this, and they're well aware. They were sitting right there as well. They saw all this. Martin, I've been bullied when I was a kid type energy. Well, you know what? I was bullied as a kid, and I got over it. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to be bullied, but you either have a chip on your shoulder for the rest of your life, or you get past it and you move on and you try to be a better person. Martin is a goon. Nick laughs. I love it. Yeah, Nick gained a lot more fans. He already had a ton of fans, but the fact that he looked so good yesterday, and the fact that he was the unjustified target of all this rage from Martin. What did Nick do to Martin? He just looked better than him. He beat him fair and square multiple times. Kai looking down. Yeah, Kai's a snappy dresser. What's up, your mom's flip-flop? Some laughing emojis. Damn, didn't see that, Martin. He shouldn't be invited to the Arnold. Well, it's funny. They didn't invite him to the 2025 Arnold. He tried to get an invite, but then he did so well this past season. Was it fourth 5th place at the Olympia. He won the Prague, and he had won the Prague the fall before that. He won the Prague 2 years in a row. So they did invite him, but you can be damn sure the Arnold's never, it doesn't matter how well he does. He's not going to be asked back after this type of display. He's genuinely unstable like a child. I heard Nick banged Martin's girl. I don't know if that's true. It's a nice theory. Been in the business a long time. Is there anyone during all those years you compare to Martin with such behavior? I mean, they're comparing him to Craig Titus, but Craig wasn't childish. He had a lot of anger. He was an angry guy, and he could be violent. He got into a few actual physical fights with people, but he wasn't blocking people. And that's such a childish thing, is if you say anything I don't like, I'm going to block you. First of all, does he not realize what a privileged position he's in to have all these people who care enough to follow him, that are interested enough in what he's doing on a day-to-day basis to follow him on social media? And then, if they dare to say anything he doesn't like, and I've heard people say they were blocked for the things they don't even understand what he was upset about, but he just blocks them. Grown-ass man. Yeah, 29's a grown-ass man. Trent is frying his brain. I don't know if it's anything to do with the drugs or meds he's on or not on. I don't know. But something's not right with Martin. He's 29. He's 29. Don't get it twisted. 26. He was 26 3 years ago. He wasn't invited to the Arnold Classic. He crashed out on Nick, said he's going to die due to his varicose veins. Yeah, that's when he lost his former sponsor, Axe and Sledge. And, he didn't get renewed with Hostile. But, Fawad did believe him and paid him 6 figures for a while there. Your mom's, I thought Martin's behavior was disgusting. Urson clip from Rep went on a podcast of extremely unsportsmanlike and rude, even though Urson and Martin are pretty close. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure Urson doesn't get back to me anymore because he's Martin's friend. And Martin said, Giles and Ron suck. Don't ever do any interviews with them again. Craig Titus 2.0. Craig was a real tough guy. Craig was a bad guy. I mean, dangerous guy. Now, Martin was a great wrestler. I'm sure he could mess people up too, but Craig was a scary guy when he wanted to be. Trust me. Nick should have whooped his ass. Yeah. Do you think he would have shoved? I'm not saying he's afraid of a taller guy, but do you think he would have shoved Andrew Jacked? I don't think he would have. I don't know if Andrew would have physically smacked him back, but he's not going to shove someone like that. Martin is just evil and retarded. The sport is better. I mean, it's crazy how people have turned on him finally. I mean, the Giles thing that happened, do I have to show it? Well, you guys are going to make me show it. Okay. Do I still have that? No, I took that away. I took that off my loaded clips. The thing that happened back in Prague. Oh, is this it? No, here it is.
Want to talk shit about me, do it to my face.
Yeah, that was last October or November in Prague. He can't handle any type of criticism. This sport is about criticism. You put your physique up there to be judged, to be critiqued, and you're not going to win every show. When you look better than everyone else, you win. When you don't, you lose. He lost. And he just can't seem to deal with people giving him any type of critique. Now, granted, he looked good. He didn't look as good as he normally did. Again, if he had looked the way he looked at Prague back in the fall, I think he would have been no worse than second. He might have won. Let's see. Martin's just evil and retarded. Is Nick any better? He burned Dome, super slice. He letting coaches go. That's a very different thing. Switching coaches. That's a very different thing from what we're looking at. So I don't know how you're even making that comparison, but whatever. Prague look would have won the show. I think it would have won or been second for sure. It would have beat Hadi the way he looked. Not second place. Feel more sorry for Stefan. Oh, I mean, dude, Stefan can't. What's he going to say to him? He can't put him in his place. I don't think Martin has anyone around him that holds him accountable and calls him out on his bullshit. I think he has people around him that just cheer him on and say, yeah. Whatever he says or does, they're just like, cool, dude. You're awesome. We love you. It's bigger than whatever look he's bringing. He doesn't jerk off enough. Well, maybe. Where's new Craig Titus? I don't know, man. Craig murdered someone. It's time to seek help. I wouldn't be very surprised if Martin did something violent and hurt somebody, or even if he killed somebody. That's a terrible thing to say, but would I be really surprised? No, because I could see he's got a lot of anger. He flips out at the turn of on the turn of a heel. He has very low impulse control. His girlfriend Lex has real more details about it. Must be losing her. Well, I mean, if they're still together, she's not going to say anything. Come on. Shredded Varun. No, his girlfriend's not going to say anything. Maybe maybe one of his exes will come out. I don't know. He's about to drop past Craig Titus. Craig is a borderline psychopath guy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend to diagnose. I don't know that much about psychiatric disorders. Why would anyone destroy their image for no reason? It's so stupid. And he made no better, but Nick didn't freak out on stage in Pittsburgh. Exactly. You're supposed to be gracious, humble in victory and gracious in defeat, meaning you don't rub it in people's faces when you win, and you don't bitch and moan and throw a temper tantrum when you lose. That's sports. You win some, you lose some, and you just suck it up and get better and try to win the next one. Martin's Craig Titus should be banned. I'm very curious, Ahmet, what the consequences will be if there's going to be any disciplinary action taken. Maybe we're going to hear something from Tyler on Instagram soon. I don't know. I hope so. He wishes he was big like Nick. No, don't get to I'm not putting his physique down. He wasn't at his best yesterday. At his best, the way he looked in Prague, which was by far the best he's ever looked, he would have done better. He wouldn't have been 4th place. And I had him in 5th place yesterday. I had Brandon Curry beating him yesterday, honestly. Alvato, this isn't about Nick. It's all about Martin. Yeah, I think Craig Tice is better than Martin. At least Craig owned business around him. Yeah, I mean, Craig was actually a pretty good businessman. He had, toward the end of his career there, he had a clothing company. He had a private gym in his house, and he was training celebrities. I think he was training Vince Neil from Motley Crue for a while, and a few big names. Craig wasn't. He always had Craig always had sponsors. He never got dumped from sponsors for doing or saying anything stupid. Because just so many targets issues. Yeah, he really doesn't like Nick. Ron and Tricia should cancel all contracts. That's up to them. But I mean, I would imagine there are going to be people making comments and sending messages to Raw suggesting or demanding they get rid of this guy because he's a liability. He's just not. This is not who I would want as the face of my company. Best saving of 100K for whatever. Not gonna lie, as a cat was the first human, but he can be turned around and capitalized. Can he turn around and capitalize? Well, if he went and got help and he came out and apologized, did a video saying, I know I was acting terribly, this and that. I've had some issues and I'm working on myself and I'm very, very sorry. If he did that, but he's already made it clear from past, like in that whole situation with Giles, that he won't apologize for anything he's done. He takes no accountability. He has no regrets, no remorse. Whatever he does, he's cool with. What's up, EP09? Martin significantly affected his career negatively. Yeah, I can't remember the last time, if any time, where fans have turned on someone so quickly. Fan of Martin, very disappointed in his behavior. Yeah, it would be hard to be a fan of his right now. I'll say it that way. I'm still a fan of his physique because remember I said this and I stand by it. I put all of my personal feelings and I even put their personality, all that aside, character, actions. When I'm looking at a physique, I'm just talking about the physique, not the person. So as much as I think he's not a good person, and I don't think he's a good person, maybe he can work on himself and become a better person, but he's got an excellent physique. And when it's 100% on, it's Olympia caliber. I mean, he's good enough to become Mr. Olympia. He has the potential. But with this kind of attitude and this behavior, I don't see that happening. I'm going to buy. Just got to have a different. Won't be getting anything from sponsoring. I'm not going to tell anyone to boycott. I'm not going to sit here and do that. Hopefully, Stefan. I don't think Stefan's going to drop him. Stefan seems to treat him like a son almost. And I like Stefan. I like him a lot. I feel sorry that he has to deal with this kind of nonsense. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah. When they say any publicity is good, I don't believe that. Like. Say you get famous for like raping and murdering children. That's publicity. Is that good publicity? Obviously it's not. So that's a pretty vague phrase that I don't buy into. Who cares if you own a business, made money, that dude killed someone? Yeah, I know. I'm not sticking up for Craig, believe me. How many times is he going to get away with it? This might be the last time. Did he smack? Yeah, he smacked Giles' phone. Hey, people were saying Giles and I made too big of a deal about it when we talked about it. Whatever. No one was coming after him to sue him or charge him with assault. That was never the point. The fact is that Giles did have a heart attack, a severe, massive heart attack in 2022, and had triple bypass surgery, if you know what that is. He's got a scar from his throat all the way down to the top row of his abs where they literally cracked his torso open and did open heart surgery on him. So he has to be very careful not to get his heart rate too high. And when someone physically comes at you, a big, scary, muscular guy gets in your face yelling at you like the way he did. Like the video. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. There won't be any consequence for the IFBB. I don't know. What do I want to happen? I don't know. I would like them to at least reprimand him. I'm not saying they need to fine him. Nobody gets fined anymore. Those are the old days, Wayne D'Amelia, or suspended, but they should let him know, this is not acceptable. And if there's any other instances of unsportsmanlike behavior, because there are rules in place about sportsmanlike behavior. I want to find that for you guys. I want to show you the rules. Code of conduct. Okay. All right, guys, you ready? Let's look at the code of conduct. This is from the IFBB Professional League website, ifbbpro.com. So I'm not just pulling this out of my ass. General, IFBB Pro athletes and judges must conduct themselves professionally, ensuring their actions reflect positively on the IFBB Professional League and the sport, adhering strictly to the code of conduct. Now, that's pretty vague. That could be just about anything. The rest of it's, let's see, the athletes, they can't compete in other shows or judge other shows. They can't promote other shows. Judges. Oh, was that it? That's all they had? I may guest pose, give a seminar, appear at a display booth, meet and greet. Okay, so let's go to the rules for competition rules. Competition rules for men's open bodybuilding. Judging, they're telling you the poses you have to hit. Competitors must wear trunks, blah, 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 blah. That's not important. Number, cannot wear footwear, excessive application of oils. Competitors are prohibited from presenting themselves in any sort of vulgar, obscene, profane, indecent, lewd, lascivious, repugnant, shocking, or offensive manner, as determined by the event promoter and or one or more of the event judges in their sole and absolute discretion. Next, competitors unequivocally agree to accept the decisions of event promoters and or event judges in this regard. If a competitor is not willing to unequivocally agree to accept the decisions of event promoters and or event judges in this regard, the competitor should not register to compete in any events. If any of the above rules are not followed, the competitor will not be allowed to compete and no refunds will be issued. All right, well, that's pretty vague. That's pretty vague. But still, I mean, it's unsportsmanlike behavior. They don't have anything. I didn't see anything that was more in the lines of what this would encompass. I'm going to go back to some posing form. Back to some posing, the handshake. We're going to get to Hadi in a minute, guys. I didn't want this to all be about Martin because I don't want to make this whole thing to be negative. Martin hit me at the Arnold's. Did he really? Take $250,000 over zero any day. Absolutely. That's what Nick got, right? $250,000? $250,000 for second place. That's still more money than you make for second place at any other show in the sport. His girlfriend had such an amazing Arnold. He should be celebrated. Oh, I don't know. How did she do? I didn't even. I don't follow the girlfriend. She was in wellness, I guess. Alexis, did she win? I don't know. Funny how he didn't try to interject. Yeah, because Andrew's 6'2". I hope you're well. Thank you. Yes, I am. Nick just won on 300K. Doesn't give a fuck about Martin. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him, but you know what? Nick was obviously he couldn't have been too happy about taking second place, but he made a very nice post. I'm just going to go to the Arnold Sports and show some stuff while we're talking. Yeah. So you don't just have to look at my mug the whole time. Okay, let's go to that. Okay. So you can look at this. You can look at this while we talk. While I respond to some more of your comments. Question, should he be on the UK stage if he's on the list? Will he be on that stage? Well, there's no list out yet. There's no official list. Do they have a confirmed athletes thing there? I mean, Hadi was on that list too, but Hadi may not do the show now. We'll talk about Hadi. So we're almost done with Martin. People are comparing their mentality as being immature. Craig was more mature but crazy. Yeah, Craig wasn't childish. He was an angry guy, but he was not crazy. Well, I don't know if he was crazy or not. Martin's a weirdo. This crap about Hadi retiring as well. Yeah. So we're going to get to that in a second. There were various posts yesterday that he was retiring. It would be the other way around. Martin will never sever ties with Stephen Kienzle. Well, that would be blaming him for his lukewarm performance. I mean, I saw already like Rafael Brandao kind of threw Neil Hill under the bus for the way he looked. Martin looked like he said if you congratulate him, he will block you. Yeah, that was this one. That was the post he made here. Worst, most embarrassing showing of my life. I have no words, no joy, no happiness. This prep was the hardest ever for the shittiest result. Okay, you know, guys, nobody cares how hard you worked. It's whoever looks best on stage. I could train harder than any of these guys, diet harder. I'm never going to beat them, and I shouldn't beat them just because I worked harder. I will not be on social media for the next month. If you have my number, you can call me. Otherwise, leave the fuck alone. And if one more tells me congratulations, I'm going to block you. You congratulate winners, not fucking losers. So clearly, yeah, he's upset with himself too. He's very upset with the way the show went down. I get that, but you know, just not a very mature way to handle it. And threatening to block people again. Come on, enough with the blocking, dude. All right, let's go back to your comments. We should be Chill Stoner. The Chill Stoner. What happened? Yeah, maybe he's on a different. I don't want to speculate if he's got substance abuse issues, and you know, I would never make fun of that. That's a very serious issue when people have addictions, and I don't know if he does or doesn't, but his erratic behavior would seem like somebody who's on drugs, but who knows? Gotcha, fair. Craig was pretty childish when Sage Kamali. Yeah, that's true. That was like 25 years ago. Samson's the same way. Samson blocks a lot of people. Where does Brett go? Oh, I'm sure him and Brett are still cool. Brett's his best friend and training partner. Martin should turn heel like in wrestling embrace. Well, he keeps saying, you know, you guys want me to be the villain. Nobody wanted him to be the villain. He made himself a villain with his behavior, the things he's been posting. Talking about, I hate Nick. What? Hate is a very strong word. Why do you hate Nick? What did Nick ever do except beat you? Did he steal your girlfriend? Did he steal your money? What did he do? Someone just said Nick was on Martin's girlfriend. No. Craig would be mental. Yeah, social media it's definitely changed the scene of the sport, the world, obviously. Martin hates Nick since the amateurs because he's been beating Martin since then. Yeah, that asshole goes around blocking anyone who mentions his name on social media a little too. Yeah, absolutely. Shame on Martin. Says vile behavior on stage. Can't believe how he cheered at Nick losing. Martin needs help. When he disrespected Nick, I felt like he did it to me or us. Martin can't help himself. This success could have happened to a worse person. Yeah, some people can't handle pressure. You're under a lot of pressure. As one of the top bodybuilders in the world, which he is, he's been top 5 in the Olympia twice now. He's won a few shows. He's one of the best bodybuilders in the world, but he can't handle critique, and the pressure really seems to get to him, and he blows up. Forget all the white man haters? What? I love him. Are you saying forget all the white men, they're haters, or forget all the white men? I don't know what you mean by that, Don. I'm not sure who you're trying to put down there. He called Andrew a bag of chocolate milk before. That's when Andrew beat him at the Arnold UK back in 2022, I believe it was. No, he wasn't beating Andrew. I don't know. If he looked like Prague, I think he could have had a chance. So I'll always hate you, Martin, because you're a stronger white man. Oh, so you're in support of white people. I didn't know if you were saying white men suck. No, I mean, people don't hate Nick Walker because he's white, and he's pretty white too. Martin full of water could be, dude, when you have a last name Water and you show up out of shape, the jokes write themselves. I saw sweat water, holding water, full of water, shit water, all kinds of things, because that's just like the easiest name to riff on. For that too, now I just like me more. Martin's a clown. El Vato. Samsung's down up there for taking Martin's side. Well, yeah, I think so too. But Samson blocked Giles long ago. Actually, was unbothered by Martin with the Giles thing, went like an avalanche. He started small and just snowballed. I mean, it's only going to, unless there's some consequence, it's only going to get worse. But he has to know, Martin has to know everyone's turning on him. His fans are turning on him. And, you know, this sport is all about fans. You're literally nothing without your fans. They can make or break you. It's your social media following. That's how companies really look at your value as someone they want to sponsor. It's not just how you perform in contests. It's how many people like you and follow you, because they're paying basically for marketing. If they're giving you 100 or 200 grand a year as a sponsored athlete, in return, you have 1 million followers or 2 million followers, and you're putting out advertising for them every day, direct marketing to their consumers, saying, I love this product. So say it to your face, I'll do it 1,000 times. What the hell is this guy's problem? I don't know. It's a crime hitting the camera like that. Simpsons has moments as well. Martin the Clown. Martin Fitzwater. Martin is a racist gremlin. Wow. Okay. I don't like the word racist being thrown around so casually. I don't know if he is or isn't a racist. A lot of these guys have mental issues. 400 people, 50 likes. Come on, y'all. I agree, Zonic. Thank you. I like Giles, but he cries too much. Larry Pollock said Alex Muscle Giles crying for an hour in an airport after Derek confronted him. I doubt Giles was crying for an hour at an airport after Derek confronted him, but whatever. Sam sees Giles as a scapegoat too, by Giles. Yeah, Giles Giles was giving Samson publicity long before anybody gave a shit about Samson. Trust and believe in that. Giles used to have a column in Muscular Development magazine, which we were the top magazine along with Flex there. We were a big deal for a while there, Muscular Development, and he was putting interviews with him and pictures long before anyone else really cared. Long before Samson ever won a show. Nick beat Martin when he got his pro card. Since then, Martin couldn't stand Nick. He's just a jealous child. Done with this Muppet. Speaks volumes about Samson as well. Can you imagine like Michael Jordan attacking the reporter because they said something critical? Yeah, athletes. Big Mike Cox, he's a football fan. He follows college football, NFL, and I think he follows college basketball. Anyway, he says the way that the reporters talk about the athletes in those sports on like ESPN and other outlets for sports coverage, it's so much worse, so much harsher than what we do as media people in bodybuilding. He thinks of it as being fake, but it's just being professional. Yeah, it's not real to be rude to people and be an asshole and smack and shove people and act immature. That's not being real. That's just being a jerk. I met Nick in Palm Beach. Guy was getting bullied online. He's still talking to me. He was so humble. I've never had a bad interaction with Nick. He won't give me an interview, but I don't think he has anything personally against me. I'm not really sure why he won't interview with me anymore, but I've never had a bad interaction with Nick. Now Martin's just people congratulate him, and he can't spell congratulate. Yeah, I didn't see that. Did he spell congratulate wrong? Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He was probably typing very fast. Martin needs to meet Tyson to learn. I also think Nick should have won, but I'm very happy for Nick. Like very happy with St. Paxio. All right, I want to get past this. I want to get through your comments because I want to get into Hadi for a second anyway. But you guys I appreciate all the people on this live, so thank you, and I do appreciate all the comments too. So, will they find Nick? Gosh, it's a lot of comments, guys. A lot of comments. Wow. I can't even keep up. I'm not even close. Wow. A lot of comments, guys. Epstein files, what? Wow. I don't want to miss your comments, guys. There's so many. Wow. Gosh. Wow. I want to answer it. Okay, finally I'm caught up to where I was. God, you guys are fast. Martin did not get the award for ass hate. No, they didn't have that award. Brandon should have placed fourth place. I agree. It's a trend. Doesn't work with Branch. No, he worked with Branch for one show in 2022, the Texas Pro, and that was it. I never heard anything about why they stopped working together, but they worked together for that one show, and that was it. Is Martin the new Kai Green? No, Kai was never like this. I mean, he did smack Phil with his ponytail. Branch should just attitude. Branch dropped him. Yeah, Branch and him have not been in any sort of partnership for years. Yeah, Wayne DeMilly would have banned him. He would have fined him. Wayne was a hard ass. Martin strength to Martin Fitzwater. How do you make that? Martin is bad for bodybuilding sport. Do you really quit for this week? I'm sure he'll come back. Too much trend. His girl used to be married. Not sure what happened with that. I don't know. Well, people get divorced. It doesn't like Derek, but he knows kind. Wayne would have Martin do 10 comparisons and place him last. No, Wayne would have suspended him and fined him a few $1,000. Giles is a gentleman. How dumb media initially made him look cowardly. The good media stepped up, pointed out the facts. Apparently, Nick threw a fit backstage after losing Pittsburgh. I never heard that. We're similar to Phil than Kai. Phil was very childish on social media, didn't handle Kristen very well. How's Brett Wilkins stay associated? Well, they're best friends and they're training partners. They're ride or die. So Brett is going to defend him to the death. He will never turn on him. I can tell you that right now. Phil has blocked people left and right. I think Martin should have been fourth. Absolutely. I think he's a better man, resilient. Do stop spreading wrong info about Nick. Are you farting shit water? I doubt Martin is on. I doubt Martin is watching my video right now. What skills does Martin have besides lifting weights? I don't know. Does this ruin Nick's momentum? No. Brett Wilkins is a good guy. Yeah. I don't know Nick. I don't know Brett that well, but I have nothing against Brett. Craig is up for parole this year. I think he already went up and he got denied. I think that happened within the last few weeks. There's a head case. The bloke treats Fuad like shit, then does this Phil. Yeah. He burns bridges. He needs to make an apology video. I don't think apology is in his nature. I don't think it is. Unless he got a call from Jim Mannion or Tyler Mannion or Steve Weinberger, which could have happened. It could happen. Maybe he'll get that call today. If he gets that call and said, listen, you need to go make a video saying you're very sorry for what you did. Never happen again. I was in a bad place mentally, whatever he needs to say to sort of justify it or excuse himself, whatever. If he does that, I think they'll be okay. But that's the only way. He's not going to do it on his own. He's going to have to be told to do it by people that can make or break him. Martin screwing his life up here in front of us. He's spiraling. Something's happened to hold him accountable. Not only does he need some type of genuine help, so something like that. I was in Pittsburgh when he lost. Got 3 for you. Such a loser. Sitting in the back of the crowd and throwing a big temper tantrum, I think you meant to say. Kai just shows emotions. We're not talking about Kai. Oh, what would you say about Martin? That being said, Kai came across like he was overpassionate. Martin seems like an ass. I think it's an addiction problem. Yeah, he was busted. He was busted for selling drugs. I don't recall what the drugs were. I don't think they were steroids. Somebody correct me. I don't know what the charges were, but we never heard a thing about it after that. And then he moved several states away right after that. So a lot of people thought he ratted, that he informed on whoever was higher up in the drug chain. I'm just saying that's what people are saying. I'm not giving any credence to that rumor. Ross should drop Martin and sign me. Mr. Rogers. Let's say some judges' personalities. Martin has also made himself unpopular. What was the goal? He's not a people's champ, that's for sure. Martin, he's not going to be invited back to this show. This is an invite-only show. And, if you act like a child or you show poor sportsmanship on the Arnold Classic stage, they're not going to ask you back. Why would they? Martin's be fucked up. He has roid rage. The entitlement is shocking. You guys only focus on Nick, but another person completely ignored him to shake his hand with carrying. Oh, really? I didn't see that. Martin will be signed by Mutant next if he hadn't already burned that bridge. I wouldn't sign him personally. Branch's first sign wasn't any good. Yeah, Branch is a stand-up solid guy. If Branch stops working with somebody or stops associating with it, there's a good reason. There's something going on. And Branch, he has a lot more class. He never went out. He never came out and said exactly why he stopped that partnership where he was coaching. And Branch coached Martin for a little while. But whatever the situation was, Branch never made it public. Yeah, being in the Epstein piles, that's bad publicity too. You don't want that. If I was Nick, I would keep an eye out. Martin has so much anger towards him. Yeah. To the best of my knowledge, Craig's ex-wife, Kelly Rand's parole. Yeah, Kelly got out a couple of years ago. She's free. Stupid boycott, something company. Yeah, I'm not encouraging anyone to do that. Don't do that, guys. It's up to them. It's up to them. Yeah, if he didn't shake Curry's hand either, it's like going through withdrawal during a freak out. Martin is delusional. He's cheering because Nick didn't win. Nick coached himself from 6th at the O to beating Hadi. Yeah. No, Nick, I'm very, very pleased with Nick. And he even made a very nice post today, taking account, saying, I'm not upset. I'm grateful, this and that. It was a very nice, go to Nick Walker's Instagram. He made a very, very cool post explaining his feelings and everything. And he's not complaining. He's not whining. It's a very positive post. It's a professional. Shame on that kind of talent. It's wasted. Yeah, physically he makes, he'll always have a sponsor. Even if Raw drops him or he can't get with a big company, some smaller company they'll sign him in, because he does have a ton of followers. So maybe he'll go from making 200 grand a year from a supplement company to like 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year. I don't know. But somebody, there'll always be somebody that will sign him just because he is one of the best bodybuilders in the world. He does have a huge following. Be nice on the way up the ladder because, yeah, you meet the same people on the way down. Absolutely suspend him. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully they all do Arnold UK. If Giles can't raise his heart rate, what does his wife do? He's not married. Martin has been on a 500 trend for about 8 weeks. I'm sure it melted his brain. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't consider myself crazy at all, but I remember my thought patterns and just the irrational thinking and emotional flare-ups I used to have on Tren. Tren is a very dangerous drug psychologically. He was happy with Nick's place. Yeah, he wasn't happy with his. Stefan and Ross should drop clean simple. Again, I don't think Stefan would drop him over this at all. I think Stefan probably feels bad for him because he'll just write it off too. Well, the poor kid was upset, you know. Is he doing the Arnold UK? Not. We don't know it yet. Stay off the trend. It's crazy where you listen. Some of these theories you guys come up with are pretty out there. Just pointed to the man. He's top 4 in the world. He's competing with Mr. Olympia in Arnold Classic. I mean, if 4th place in this show is exactly what he deserved. No, I'm sorry. He deserved 5th place. Brandon Curry should have beat him. Bunch of soft people screaming. Y'all a bunch of soft ass. I was waiting for someone to come on. So you like Martin because he's a tough guy. He's real. No, that's the way of thinking of someone who's very immature. So you can think of him, y'all, a bunch of soft ass clowns. Whatever, dude. Keep going. More than trend. Needs somebody like Quincy Taylor backstage. QT would have checked him like a book. How's Brett putting up with this douche? They banned Sean Roden for rumors. No, not only did he not get convicted, Varangi and Vigilante, Sean Roden never even got to go to court. He never had his day in court, never got to defend himself. He was banned just because he was accused of rape. Accused. It wasn't proved. It never went to trial. It was because COVID had the whole legal system backed up like for months and months. So he never even got a chance to defend himself in court. Ivan Byling said, Martin Clear has more deep-seated issues. Wasn't loved as a baby. I heard he had abusive, addicted parents, whatever, and that's awful. It's terrible. I'm sorry that he had to go through that, but I bet a bunch of you here grew up with abusive parents, one or more parents that was an alcoholic or a drug addict. A lot of you guys were abused. Did you all become awful people and with a chip on your shoulder for life? I'm sure some of you might have, but I bet most of you didn't. I told you and Giles, stop talking about the big baby. Martin's not worth it. He told me you have to talk because blah, blah, blah. I was pointing talking about arrogant. Well, this is because it's news, guys, and this is what we do. As a news outlet, you talk about what's in the news. That's what you do. Each show, Martin. That's like telling people, stop reporting on the Iran war. No, it's big news. Each show, Martin is a sweaty mess. No, he looked awesome in Prague. He looked amazing in Prague. I'll say that over and over. I loved his look in Prague. That was like a top 2 or 3 Olympia look, maybe even a Mr. Olympia look. First degree murder is basically the only rule. Yeah, are you farting shitwater? Nobody's definitely on Martin's jock. Martin the big baby, is he envious? So please tell Brandon Curry to retire. He looked great. Why would he retire? Why would he retire? Take a look at him. I'm going to put him on screen if I can find it. Brandon, for a 42-year-old guy that's been a pro for, how long has he been a pro? For about 15 years. I thought he looked damn good. Do they have it to train? Yeah. I'm just going to put this up while we're continuing to talk about Martin. Martin should drop to Classic. No, he's way too big and heavy for Classic. I would get worried about the IP robbery. We saw Nick get robbed. Growing ass man. Dude, that's the second time you posted the same thing. And I'm going to ban you pretty soon, guy. Martin is sick. Grown ass man crying over. You didn't say y'all. You're supposed to say y'all this time. Martin is sick. Martin must be short but slow. Alexis plays 3rd in wellness. That's great. Wellness is very, very tough division. Head case 10. Does Nick respond on his placing or on Martin's behavior? He did respond on his placing. Reels now. Search. Oh, where's Nick? Yeah, Nick actually, it was a very, very classy post. So Nick said, didn't get the outcome I wanted, but got so much more than that. Finally put a look on a stage that I can honestly say I'm extremely proud of and happy with. And that for me is a win in itself. Thank you to everyone that has shown me nothing but love and support throughout this entire week in this prep. Extremely happy for Andrew Jack, probably one of the best guys within this industry. I'm extremely proud of him to see how far he's come. More posts to come, so stay tuned. So that was a very classy, respectful thing for a guy who lost. He lost out on $750. He got $250, but he lost out on $750,000 he would have got. And he makes it a very nice post. 1 year suspension plus forfeit, fourth place earnings. Bring Dr. T to discuss the trend rage. I got to get him. Yeah, I know. I haven't done a Dr. T show. I got to get with him and do one this week. Nick made a post. Can you read it? Yeah, I just it's up there on his it's the top post on his page, I believe. But yeah, it was a very, very nice post. I know you posted that before I got to it. Nick's a happy camper. He's a good dude. I like Nick. Martin tried Andrew once, and Andrew, we can fight anytime. Then Martin apologized. Yeah, he wouldn't come after Andrew. I promise you Martin would not physically come at Andrew Jack. How much for sweating each? I don't know. What do you think about Martin? We've been talking about what I think about Martin now for 46 minutes. Will they find Nick in the back of a burnt out car? I hope not. I don't know the cash breakdown. It wasn't if it's posted anywhere, let me know, guys. I'll find it. Breakdown each pose. I'll be doing coverage. Giles and I will be breaking it down on Power Hour on Tuesday and on the Meathead podcast Wednesday night. Me, Big Mike Cox, Chris Pantano, and Jimmy Mentis will be talking about the results. But right now, I'm going to wait until I have, people to bounce ideas off of. But with seeing the socials, that's what I watch preachers. No, I wasn't that shocked by the results, honestly. Maybe Martin's scared jumping black people. God. Saw Martin leaving the Hilton this morning, wheeling his suitcase in a Cowboys jacket. He still looked mad as hell hours later. Dougie Fresh, great rapper from the mid to late 80s. Yes. Martin's a soft little fool. Who wants to have Martin as Mr. Olympia? Nobody. I tell you, he really needs to, and he's not going to listen to me. He hates me. He hates my guts. But he really needs to come out and make an apology video, and he needs to get help for his issues. He's got issues. Will we see complete nude bodybuilding show? No, probably not. This generation idolize and look up to legends. I think you meant should look up to them, not shouldn't. One word from Martin, immature. He's on drugs. He's a bodybuilder. Well, these steroids and the drugs that we take as bodybuilders, especially what these guys are using in contest prep, they don't make for mental stability. You have to be very mentally strong to not let your emotions get the best of you. Martin fight his gay demons. 100% bet he has an addiction problem. It would not surprise me one bit. Spoiled childhood. I know he had a bad childhood. I guess he lived in a house with abusive alcoholic parents. That's what I've heard. Arnold UK is going to be exciting no matter what. Well, let's hope we get everyone. We know Andrew's doing it, so Andrew Jack is going ahead to Arnold UK. Martin's being sponsored by Raw. Well, I'm not going to tell you guys to boycott anybody. Yeah, everyone is abusing. So it says 1 year suspension. Let's go, IFBB. Martin coached himself to second and beating. I think you meant Nick. Yeah. He didn't take an L. You meant Nick coached himself. He isn't sweating Martin. I agree. 50 Cent versus T.I. Taking recreation drugs, not gear. Martin is swinging that air and everyone's pointing, laughing. Let's not judge Martin so quickly. What if Nick spoke shit to Martin and Martin just reacted? Well, he didn't. There were many, many witnesses backstage, and Martin just went up and shoved him and said, I hate you, I hate you. Someone from Pro-Ten had to break it up, had to get between them. Borderline personality disorder, douche water, bong water. That's a good one. Bully is not acceptable. Drink water, spills water. He's talking to Kenny KO at the expo. He told us what he's running. Oh, boy. Oh, did Kenny KO do Are You Natty or Not? Obviously, none of these guys are natty. What did the score sheets show? You're waiting for them to post. Score sheets. Score sheets. Results. I'll be looking at this more closely with Giles when we do Power Hour, but those are the results. These were the results, guys. I don't know how well you can see that on your screen. The smaller print. Those are the scores. So Andrew didn't have a perfect score. He had 13 points and Nick had 18. Hadi was a solid third place. We got to start talking about Hadi in a minute, guys. enough about Martin. It's not because Andrew, I think he meant Andrew is black. He knows Andrew will beat his ass. Andrew has a kickboxing background. He's also 6'2" and 300 pounds. I'm pretty sure Martin, as good as I know he was a very good wrestler, and I'm sure he can handle himself in a fight, but I don't think he's beating, especially if Andrew has actual training as a fighter, which I guess he does. It wouldn't be smart. A guy with arms and legs that long and 6'2", he could kick you clear across the room, just like WWE. You can fire Stefan too. I don't think he will. Well, we'll see. I wonder if I can't see his post anyway. It's true about Martin childhood. I feel sorry for him. Yeah, I feel sorry for him, but it doesn't excuse the way he's living his life now and the way he's reacting to things. Acting out on stage, critiquing people in the industry off stage. Was the backstage push before or after placings were announced? I don't know. Good question. Didn't shake Brando Curry. I've read that 3 times. I've read that 3 times. Let me see if we can actually see it in the footage. I don't know who he hugged there. Looks like he went past Raphael. Because he was on his way to get his ribbon or his medal there. There's Anthony. He's Akeem. He hugs Akeem. Andrew hugs. Who was that? Was that Mo Foda? And he skipped Nick. Yeah. So just me or Nick getting bullied by AJ and Martin? No, I don't think. They hit him in the face. I would never call Andrew Jack a bully. Would love to see a press conference after this event. It's Nick's page. I want to go back to the Arnold page. Arnold Sports. Great show, Arnold, guys. They put on a great show. Hadi. Oh, those are good. See, Martin looks pretty good. These are Gilco pictures, and Gilco sharpens their pictures up a lot. They're tremendous videographers and photographers. Would love to see a press conference after this event. Douchewater, farting Fitzwater. Marzel spoiled pendeja. Pendejo. It's asshole. I like Marvin. There's no way a kickboxer is being a wrestler. Well, I'm not getting into those fight debates. It's like the early days of UFC when it was like the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where it was like 20 different fighting styles, martial arts styles going up against each other. Derek is a lone dwarf at the O. Derek is a lone dwarf. Hadi didn't retire. That was complete bullshit. Nick is too soft. Greg Doucette says express scorecards will be all over the place and nobody has perfect scores or runaway. Let's go back for it. Yeah, IFBBPro.com. You can find it. Just submit. He's got borderline. Yeah, I don't know what that encompasses. I don't know what borderline personality. I have in the past. I've seen like descriptions of it, but I couldn't tell you. No, Nick's gut was smaller than it was. In fact, who did this? Who was the best bodybuilder? Bison Tries. Somebody did a good. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. I think his waist came in. I think his waist looked better for this show. A little bit. You know, it's not a huge difference, but it was tighter. The main thing is he kept his stomach in. He didn't let it blow out. And Nick looked pretty damn good, though. Fitzwater. Troubled water. Andrew wasn't a bully. He's just a real man. Yeah, I've had a lot of interaction with Andrew, and I would never call him a bully. I saw a clip of AJ bumping Hadi with his shoulder. That's just a pose down. It's not like he intentionally tried to hurt him. Guys who get placed and get on a plane and compete next. Yeah. Just come back better next time. Martin don't have BPD, just smokes too much and can't handle the train. Smokes too much crack. I mean, weed wouldn't make you like that. Martin snubbed him once more during the post-awards group photo. Oof. There's always been a petulant child gear. Now it's saying, all right, I'm going to go into Hadi, guys. I know you're going to keep mentioning, but Hadi. So there were reports right after the show ended last night that Hadi had retired, and they said it was confirmed. And I said, confirmed? Show me a post. Show me an interview clip. I left comments on a few of those pages that were reporting on it. I said, confirmed how? Because it had been confirmed the day before on a bunch of media pages that Mike Sommerfeld was doing open. They were going to let him do open, or he was chosen to go open after missing weight at Classic. That was supposedly confirmed. I'm doing air quotes that you can't see right now. But it turned out to be a bullshit lie. And the whole Hadi thing, there was no basis to that at all. In fact, he's just contemplating whether or not he's going to do the Arnold UK, but he is not retired, nor should he retire. He looked phenomenal, I thought, at the show. Phenomenal. Stop sharing. Let me go to that in a second. Yeah, I'm just queuing up the Hadi stuff. Sports, because I thought Hadi did a great job. Wasn't his best look, but come on, the guy's been through more than any of us can really comprehend in these past couple days. All right, so yeah, Hadi is not retired. Nick's ab split. Yeah, I did notice that the ab split was getting worse. It's getting like Keon's. Craig Munson passed away, Muscle Beach legend. He was a big dude. Big dude, Craig Munson. Hadi robbed. Low-key, I feel bad for Martin. I hope we can find a way to calm him down. Yeah, I don't wish ill upon the guy. I don't care for his attitude. I think he's a brat, but I don't wish any harm on him. I hope he gets the help he needs. He's clearly not a happy guy. He's not in a good place mentally, and I hope he does get some help, because you need help when you're like that. Any of you who have gone through issues like that, or have had people close to you, you know you need help. You can't get better on your own. Martin's routine, 3 million calming routines. Hoping you wouldn't. You look good. Yeah, Hadi should not retire. Hadi was not only second at the Olympia, but he beat Derek Lunsford in the finals. If he couldn't make up the points that he had lost to Derek on Friday at the original night, the first night of judging, but he's still incredible. He's still capable. I mean, he looked this good with everything that's been going on, with his country being bombed and his fans turning on him and his sponsor dropping him. I didn't think Hadi's legs looked downsized. Nick was a mutant from the back with that back shot. Yeah, Nick's rear double bicep is pretty damn awesome. There's new research came marijuana can lead to severe psychological disorders. Paired with an inordinate amount of gear abuse. Oh, absolutely. I don't doubt any of that for a second. Arguments can be made for any of this. Yeah, I mean, I'll go to this. This is what I had when I did my predictions for the show with Giles a couple weeks ago. This is what I had. I had Andrew winning. I had Hadi second, Nick third, Martin fourth, Mo Photo sixth, Brandon. Giles had Andrew, Hadi, Martin. See, we all had Martin higher. We thought he was going to look the way he did in Prague, and he didn't. So, what are you going to do? That's a great shot, man. Hadi, from the front, he looked awesome. From the back, he was a little soft. A little soft in the lower back and the glutes and the hams. And unfortunately, at a show where you had Nick at or near his very best, and you had Andrew looking really good, even though Andrew could have been a little more conditioned, it just wasn't enough to win. It just wasn't. Nick got shoved by Martin. Yeah. So backstage, I don't know at what point backstage this happened, but at some point when they were backstage, Martin repeatedly said, "I hate you," and he shoved Nick. I don't know if he shoved him multiple times, but somebody from Pro-Tan, one of the Pro-Tan people, got in between them and broke it up. But that's true. There were many people backstage who witnessed it. He was so hyped last night. Right? Yeah, I love his energy, his confidence on stage. He clearly loves bodybuilding. He's very passionate about what he does. He got deserved third, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, come on. With everything that's been going on in Iran, I really liked Hadi's look and presentation. I would have had Hadi first, second, but it was close. Yeah, it takes a lifetime to build a good reputation. One moment to ruin it forever. Ain't that the truth? Hadi was confident, in a great mood. Hadi showed aggressive stage dominance. Martin's bringing eyeballs to sport. Not in a good way, no. Ronnie Coleman had a huge gut, and he won 8 Mr. O's, so shut the fuck up about Nick's. Yeah, most of these guys do have guts. I want to see Hadi compete more. I want to see him at the UK. Don't forget Martin wished Nick death. I do remember that, yeah. And he said, "I hate you." Hate is a very strong word. Martin's just a hothead. Yeah, I don't blame the weed. I've smoked plenty of weed in my time, and it never made me angry or violent. Hadi's intercostal, yeah. Hadi's serratus is, and his midsection, just out of the world detailed. I did have the best midsection. Hadi's still amazing. He's a great competitor, guys. Got checked by a Pro-Tan girl. I assume it was one of the Pro-Tan women. Andrew's posing still looks awful. He won best poser though, so couldn't be that bad. I don't think you think Hadi's legs look small. Look at his legs from the back. I wouldn't call that skinny. No. Martin shoved Nick. Yes, that is true. He did shove him. Yeah. It wasn't on stage. Had it been on stage, I think it would have been more of a blowback from it, but it was backstage. Marijuana sends chill people out. Exactly. Yeah, it can't solve all your problems. No. I was so focused on hiding this. It was back and legs. Well, it was just a little softness in the lower back, the glutes, and the hams. That's what I think hurt him. His posing has improved, though. Responding, I teach him how to hold the poses better. Could be done to allow viewers to see the level of conditioning the athletes bring on stage. You have to be there in person because in person is three-dimensional. When I was up front, like way up front, like right behind the judges, it's crazy the details you can see. Crazy. This generation of bodybuilders should not only idolize. You said that before, but I put it up again. How he pulled the medal off before he left stage? Did he? No. Too much weed can bring out schizo tendencies. I've seen it happen to friends. It's fantastic for eyes on the sport. I don't think so. No, I don't. This is just like poor sportsmanship. I don't think it's good for anybody. I looked amazing. People with behavior smoke weed. It's not the weed, it's them. Smaller relative term. Yeah, it's like when someone drinks and they start bar fights, you can't blame the alcohol. They're an asshole to start with. That's pretty chill, true. So you smoke some green and this chill, you can't blame the weed with Martin. Yeah. I actually take gummies now. I don't smoke anymore. There's people that get mean on weed. Yeah, that's a rarity. It's like I used to go clubbing a lot, and people that drank were assholes, and people that were on like ecstasy they were cool as hell. They loved everybody. Yeah, I'm happy for Andrew as well. It was a Pro-Tan girl thing. She just stepped in between Nick and Martin because Martin had shoved Nick and was telling him, "I hate you. I hate you." So this woman from Pro-Tan, she's not a girl. I'm sure she was a grown woman. She just stepped in between them to stop it. Hadi's hams look smaller. More likely I already have those senses regardless. Star athletes, professional sports have major character flaws. Why am I cut him some slack? How much slack are you supposed to cut him? Like, what if he actually beats someone to death? Or at what point do you stop making excuses for people? The cash breakdown for the winners, I don't know. No one seems to know. Martin Titus, Andrew was gifted that title. I don't think that's true, God of Frogs. I was there middle of floor. Explain the scorecards, the uneven scoring. I can't. People have actually tried to do some math. Because there are 5 judges. I believe there's 5 judges. Well, there are 7 judges, but they dropped the high and the low. So a perfect score would be all 5s. So looking at Andrew got a 6. That means somebody had him in second. So he had a score of 6 after Friday, and Nick had 9. Andrew had a 7 on Saturday. So that means the judges, Nick performed better. He had a better score in relation to Andrew on the first day. I'm going to stop because I get so screwed up with numbers, and then you guys all make fun of me, and rightfully so. I shouldn't be that bad at math. I really shouldn't be. Oops. Looks like I got rid of the Instagram. Didn't mean to do that. Almost done here, guys. Almost done. Final battle. Final battle. That was the final pose down. Martin won one show. He won the Prague twice. Has he never won anything else? Martin really said that, yes, there were multiple witnesses. He said, "I hate you." Absolutely. Andrew won the FW. Andrew lost. Yeah, like I said, I will be doing a breakdown with Giles on Tuesday with a lot of footage, and we'll be really giving it a good look. Hadi brings 80s and 90s look. Hadi lost to politics. U.S. did not want to fund around. What? I don't think the war had anything to do with it. What's the reason for this intense disgust of Martin for Nick? I think it's just because Nick's beaten him a bunch of times. I don't think it goes any deeper than that. I don't think he quite deserved it. Scorecard's not even. Y'all are bad at math. I'm definitely bad at math. Poor sportsmanship doesn't hurt anyone but hurt feelings. Who cares? Shouldn't be a pussy sport. He's not cheating or breaking any. Well, if there's a rule against being a bad sportsman, yeah, it is breaking a rule. But you can go ahead and defend him if you want, but you're in the minority here. Most people are very upset and they think he should be reprimanded in some way. Armin said on the live coverage that Martin is a hardcore opiate addict. Well, okay, I didn't say it, but Armin said it. You can't cut slack for asshole breakdown. Jack was off committee Olympia in the other show he did. He should have won that. Armin doesn't know what he's talking about halftime. Oh, man, how far back am I? Martin with better conditioning would have been battling Hadi. Well, Andrew won first, so I'm not sure what you mean by that. I want the sport to grow on this shit. Sells? Who's it selling to? I don't think people are going to come to bodybuilding because they heard there's an immature jerk, a brat. ChatGPT analyzes score short. So this is the top three. Raw Dog says $750,000 for the winner, $250,000 for the runner-up, Nick Walker, $150,000 for Hadi Choopan. Not a bad payday for anybody. It looks uneven because they throw out two highs and lows. Yeah. No, Hadi brought a better package, John, to the Olympia. This wasn't as good. He wasn't as hard in the glutes, the hams, and the lower back. Andrew tweaked his hammy during his posing splits. Oh, is that true? I didn't watch the seminar. Give me a sec. He hurt himself. He's jealous of Nick. You can tell. Nick makes them dudes look like children up there. I would give Nick's. Oh yeah, Nick. I give Nick the side chest. Martin wasn't sure what's for Mr. Olympia Samson Dota, who was not at his best. Now he thinks he ought to be winning. He also beat Chris Bumstead the year before at that same show. See you Tuesday. It wasn't off camera. Yeah, it was off camera. It was back. Unfortunately, I wish somebody had it on camera. It was fair to place Nick in front of Hadi. Pulling for Nick. Yeah, Nick looked great. He seems to have a hard time holding his midsection in as he gets more tired. Martin needs to be banned for life. I wouldn't go that far. Can you imagine if he did that shoving cuss at somebody like Bonac? Oh, Bonac would have punched his lights out. 100%. What if Martin changed his name to Martin Twerkwater? Lower points wins, just like golf. And fasting today, no. What's that, Ramadan? Martin used kratom, which is basically opiate derived. See you Tuesday for the breakdown. Yeah, Hadi and Nick fans pretending Andrew wasn't clean first. Yeah, Giles is a huge Andrew fan, so he's very happy about Andrew winning. You guys know Ed Connors. Yeah, I've interviewed Ed. The Bible isn't mainstream. Rails any sports sales tickets. I don't know. I don't think this is good. I don't see this as good for the sport, honestly. Nick's personality is so dry. Do you think they'll ever allow Nick to win the Olympia? They don't allow anybody to win. It's whoever they think has the best physique on that day. Armin probably get his opiates from Martin. Martin seems like he had a tougher road to becoming a top-level bodybuilder than Nick. I don't know where the animosity comes from. Martin leg was shaking. You could see it in person. 7 judges, low and high, get thrown out. Andrew Jack got 6. 4 judges had him 1. 1 judge had him second. Hence 4 + 2 + 6. Yeah, that's some real math right there, which I'm not keen on. Nick was gifted second place. I missed Dallas. Oh yeah, he would have been way up there. Roid rage. Road rage is when you're driving. Yeah, he did say, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Hence, Nick's score is cool. All right, guys. I have been yapping for a long time. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. I appreciate y'all watching. So we got some good shows coming up this week. Power Hour with Giles. I will break down with him. We'll look at the whole judging, the scores, opposing routines. We're going to look at all that. Meathead podcast on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. live Eastern. We'll also be doing Detroit Pro previews because that's coming up Saturday, guys. I'm probably going to be doing a watch party for that too. So appreciate you guys so much. I'm also going to be interviewing that young guy from Germany, Nicholas Emig, who was 284. Did not win the Arnold Amateur, but he got a lot of publicity out of that. So seems like a funny kid, genuine, sincere kid from Germany. I'll be interviewing him later this week. Wednesday we're doing that. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Appreciate you all so much and see you next